Welcome to the Explainer. Some poems are beautiful and some are just raw. Today, we're getting into one of the rawest, most personal pieces ever written, Psalm 38. We're going to trace this incredible journey through what is basically an anatomy of anguish, from total, absolute collapse to this fragile, defiant flicker of hope.
So, there's no easing into this one. The psalm just explodes out of the gate with this violent gut punch of a line. I mean, the imagery is so immediate, being shot with arrows, a heavy hand crushing you. It sets this incredibly dramatic and urgent tone right from the start. Okay, so where is all this pain even coming from? The writer, who tradition tells us is King David, he doesn't think this is just random bad luck. No, he sees it as a direct result of divine anger, a consequence for something he's done. So you've got this pressure from the outside, from God, but also this crushing pressure from the inside, from his own sin. Now, here's something really important to get. This psalm is labeled as a petition. This isn't just him scribbling in a diary. It's a formal, structured appeal to a higher authority for mercy. Think of it like a legal plea, but one that's being made from a place of absolute, total desperation. And look at this. Look at how he talks about guilt. It's not just an emotion, right? It's not just feeling bad. For him, guilt has become this tangible force, a physical weight that has literally crushed him. It's so heavy he can't bear it. It's an ancient way of describing something we all kind of know, that feeling when stress or regret gets so intense it feels like a physical weight on your chest. And this right here, this central metaphor of guilt as a crushing physical weight, that's the key. That is the key to unlocking everything that follows. All the physical suffering, all the social pain he's about to describe, it all stems from this one single, overwhelming burden. You see, that internal anguish, it doesn't stay internal for long. The writer's psychological and spiritual pain starts to explode outwards as this catastrophic breakdown of his physical health. His body is in open revolt. We know this today, right? We know how deeply our minds and bodies are connected, how stress can cause very real physical symptoms. Well, this is a powerful ancient testimony to that exact reality. And he just lists them out with this unflinching, brutal honesty. It's this cascade of misery. His bones ache, his wounds are infected and festering, his back is in searing pain, he's weak, he feels crushed, his strength is totally gone, and get this, even his eyesight is failing. It's a picture of complete and utter bodily collapse. But wait, it gets worse. As if the guilt and the physical decay weren't enough, it's all compounded by this deep, painful social isolation. The whole world, it seems, is turning its back on him right when he needs it most. So here we see he's fighting this two-front war of social suffering. On one side, he's totally abandoned. His friends, his neighbors, they want nothing to do with him. And on the other side, he's being actively attacked by his enemies, who see his weakness as an opportunity to set traps and plot his downfall. And his response to all this is so telling. He becomes completely passive. He compares himself to a deaf and mute man who can't even hear the accusations or speak up to defend himself. And this creates such a stark contrast. He's silent, helpless, while his enemies are loud, they're active, and they are constantly scheming against him. So that brings us to the big question. This is it. This is rock bottom. His body is failing him, his community has totally rejected him, and his enemies are closing in for the kill. He has absolutely nothing left. And it's right here, at this point of total despair, that the entire tone of the poem makes a dramatic and absolutely crucial shift. After meticulously listing every single aspect of his suffering, the psalmist makes a conscious choice. He pivots. Instead of just describing his pain anymore, he decides to act. He turns his attention in the only direction he has left. This line is the hinge on which the entire poem turns. It's a direct address to God, and it's a bold declaration of faith. I mean, he has zero physical evidence that things are going to get better. None. But he chooses to wait, expecting an answer. It's this incredible expression of hope that isn't rooted in his circumstances at all, but in who he believes God to be. So this is the pivot in a nutshell. He moves from complaint to confession. He stops just listing all of his grievances, and he turns inward to take responsibility for his part in this whole mess. And this confession is that active step. He's not making excuses. He names his wrongdoing. I confess my iniquity. And he acknowledges the deep distress it causes him. I am troubled by my sin. This act of just owning it opens the door for a completely different kind of appeal. And now, having turned and confessed, the poem builds to its climax. The final verses are just these short, sharp, urgent appeals for help. The desperation is still there, you can feel it, but now it's focused. It's channeled into a direct plea for rescue. So what's his first request? It's for presence. After being abandoned by literally everyone else, his deepest fear is being forsaken by God. So he doesn't ask for healing first, or for justice. He just asks for companionship. Don't leave me. This one reinforces that same idea, but it's more about proximity. The distance between his suffering and any kind of relief just feels immense, and he's begging God to close that gap, to come near to him in his pain.
And now the plea becomes about speed, about action. The time for waiting is over. He needs rescue, and he needs it now. You can feel the raw urgency in this command. Come quickly. He is at the absolute end of his rope.
He finishes by defining his relationship to the one he's crying out to. See, this isn't just a scream into the void. It is a deeply personal appeal to his Lord and his Savior. It's a final declaration of trust in the one he believes can and will rescue him.
What's amazing is that Psalm 38 doesn't give us a neat little ending. We don't see him get healed. We don't see his enemies get what's coming to them. We're just left with this final, urgent cry hanging in the air. And it leaves us with this really provocative question. Is this poem just a portrait of despair? Or is the very act of turning and crying out for help, even from the deepest, darkest pit of suffering, is that the true beginning of hope?